welcome back to the Football Chat. Today we are talking all things FPL. It is Game Week 3 coming up. We're going to run through our Game Week 2s, look at how our teams performed, and then run you through our transfers for Game Week 3 before giving some advice. I mean, we're not exactly experts to give advice, but we're going to anyway because we think we are. So, should we look at our teams then? How many points did you get this week, Harry?
I got 42, which, I'll be honest, there were times when it was about through Friday and Saturday. Sorry, we're doing it. Saturday had an absolute mare, but I was saved by a couple of players that picked me up big points. You know, the likes of Luis Diaz scoring against Palace, Ivan Toney getting 2 assists at United. I had Perisic. I benched him. Chilwell didn't play. Chilled out. Perisic comes on against Chelsea, gets an assist in the last minute.
That kind of bailed you out because I'm looking at your defence right now. A point from Zinchenko, a point from Lamptey, and 4 from Perisic.
I benched Neco Williams as my 3rd sub, and obviously he kept a clean sheet.
The defence is kind of where my big points came in. I scored 58 this week. All 3 of my defenders scored 7 points, and my keeper Pope scored 10. Whereas you've got Emmy, he scored just 3.
Anyone should have had a clean sheet if Luca Digne hadn't put it. Whatever that happens.
So already there, I've took 31 points from my keeper and defenders.
I've taken
9.
Yeah.
So that I do think defenders are so much more key than people realise. It's just about people who regularly pick up clean sheets or, of course, get contributions.
If I start Neco Williams, that puts me right on to 48, and that looks much more respectable.
Well, yeah, I had Williams as 2nd sub, which I wouldn't have done if Tyron Mitchell wasn't playing Liverpool. So thank God he was.
I think that swings and roundabouts because obviously if I'd swapped Williams and Perisic, yes, I'd have got 3 more points, but I still wouldn't have got the 4 from Perisic. So it would have been 7-1-1 rather than 4-1.
Yeah, so defenders are key. Then in the midfield, this is where I'm having a huge thing. If I can get my midfielders right, and I think I have with my transfers, if I can get my midfielders right, then I could pick up some really good points. But I'm failing massively at the moment in the midfield. What did you pick?
I got bailed out by Luis Diaz because Son blanked on 2, Salah blanked on 2, Odegaard blanked on 2, and I captained Odegaard as well.
I did the same with Bukayo Saka. I have Gabriel Jesus in my team, and I captained Bukayo Saka.
I got bailed out by Luis Diaz.
I also had Son who blanked. I had Bailey who picked up just 1 from the bench, and I had Mount who blanked. So just a horrific midfield all round. And then it gets a little worse in the strikers department as I have Darwin Nunes. Now the title of this is going to be I need to replace Nunes. This is the urgent problem I had. He kind of ruined my week. Because if he doesn't get sent off, yes, there's a chance he scores, but at least he'd get the 2 points rather than the -2 points. I finished this game week off on 62. That would put me top of most of my leagues. That extra 4 points can make a huge difference. Nunes has cost me big time there. So I'm, very sad.
Still 36
And Havertz picked me up just 1 point. He got booked, of course, in that game. And Jesus came in big. 19 points from Gabriel Jesus.
He saved your game week after Nunes.
Yeah.
If he wasn't there, take 19 points out your team, you got less than me, and I had a bit of a mare.
Yeah.
So without Jesus...
I'll take the 16. I got 16 more
has put your team on his back.
Yeah, but then equally, I've invested there my big money, whereas you've got Salah and Son, and while that didn't work this week, I think that is
Next
a very...
week, it's United and Wolves.
Salah could score 10, realistically. And I don't have any Liverpool or Man City players going into this week, coming up.
Yeah.
Is that controversial? I want to know from you down below in the comment section if you've got to this point exactly.
Yes.
Tell us, do you think having no Liverpool City players is very controversial? But
Just go for my strikers then.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, Skamaka got me 1, but I have transferred him out for this week. We'll get onto that later. And then my other 2 big point scorers, Danny Ings obviously getting a goal against Everton and picking up a bonus point. Annoyingly, he got booked, so he got a -1. But he still, I believe he got a bonus point. Just double checking now. He did, but he got taken away because of the yellow card. So we only got 6, we should have had 7. And then Ivan Toney getting 2 assists and 1 bonus point, getting 9 points for me. He's been huge.
Love that, Ivan Toney.
What? It's because it's, I mean, I look at it here, only 9% of the game has selected him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have an Ivan Toney in my team. Maybe I should have.
Yeah, maybe.
Should we look at transfers then? On to game week 3 then. You said there that you've dropped Skamaka. Bailing early on someone who's not got many minutes. Why?
I can't. That's 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row where I've started him and he's come on and only got me 1 point. and West Ham do not look great at the moment.
Yeah, I do feel like the transfers I've made here are getting rid of the early season gambles that I took.
Yeah, that's what I've done
with certain players.
Because I can't. If I kept Scamacan starting this game week, if he gets subbed on and scores 1 point again, that's another wasted week for me.
Equally, Nunes has kind of cost me another -4 here because I had to take -4 points to transfer him out. Because I've used my transfers.
I had 2 free transfers because I kept mine last week. Well, you kept your 2 transfers.
I kept my transfer last week, so I had 2 to use. I had David De Gea, got him gone. Don't need David De Gea in my team. He doesn't help me. And I brought in Raya.
Ooh.
Got him in from Brentford, David Raya. Yeah, he did. He kept a clean sheet against United. They've got Fulham this week. Just 5.9% of the game have him selected. But, I mean, I look at his fixtures. Fulham away, Brentford at home, Palace away, Leeds at home, Southampton away. That's a next 5 is superb. So I think I could get clean sheets across the board.
I think you've got to look at Brentford. I'm saying. I'm going to keep Ivan Toney, guys, is a must-have. I mean,
have you added another Brentford player this week?
I have also.
Do you want to get into him as then? We might as well make this whole thing about Brentford.
So I took out Ben Chilwell because 6 mil defender, very expensive, and obviously he didn't play at all against Tottenham, and I can't gamble that he's going to start because I think Cucurella will start more than him. Which is why I've brought in Rico Henry, only set by 1% of the game.
Is that why you picked him then? I was going to say, what motivates you to pick Henry over the likes of a Hickey or a Ben Mee who scored against United?
So Hickey is 5 mil, Rico Henry is 4.5 mil.
Yeah.
And as you said, Brentford got a lovely next 5 fixtures, so I could see a lot of clean sheets there. And also, I look at Rico Henry, first game against Leicester, he got an assist. Second game against United, he got a clean sheet. So I look at that, 10 points from 2 games.
Yeah.
He's shown he's going to get up clean sheets, he's going to get assists.
He does look good. I think Hickey will also do well, but probably not as well, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'm fairly happy with how my defence is set up now. I think Doherty's the next player I want to get rid of, so maybe with my free transfer next week, that's what I'll do, because he's just not playing.
Yeah.
But obviously I do have Trippier, who I can rotate in there as well. I did want to make a defensive move potentially this week. I wanted to get rid of Doherty and put my -4 there. Yeah. But obviously with Nunes' red card, I was boxed into a corner. So for getting rid of Nunes, I brought in Danny Welbeck. This is a punt and a half. That's an interesting one. At just 1.3% select, yes, he only got 2 points against Newcastle, but he did score against Man United. Sorry, got an assist and 2 bonus points against Manchester United. 7 points there. I'm back in Danny Welbeck. They play West Ham this week, a team a little bit out of form.
Yeah.
And I certainly think this Brighton side can get a win. And if they don't, then it's a 6.5 mil gamble that I can get rid of in a few weeks. So I'm taking the gamble. He might bring me in massive points. My third transfer then, I had Jadon Sancho. Now that was a massive problem. Jadon Sancho was not bringing any points, and I followed the advice of you guys in stream chat on Monday night, telling me to bring in Gabriel Martinelli. Yeah, my only apprehension surrounding this was that a lot of people in my league, or various leagues that I take part in, have Martinelli, and I didn't want to take him because then obviously I'm on. But if I get points, they also get points, so I don't actually gain. But I've come to the realisation I'd rather just score some consistent points with Martinelli. And he is playing really well at the moment. And I think now having Saka, Martinelli and Jesus against Bournemouth, that's guaranteed points there.
Yeah.
I don't see a way in which all of them blank. I've captained Jesus because he scored a hat-trick against Leicester.
Yeah.
So I think... Was it a hat-trick?
No,
2 goals, 2 assists. Yeah, sorry. And then, of course, a 3 bonus. I think, hopefully, he can replicate that against Bournemouth. But this time, he can set up Saka and Martinelli. And then I will be, just absolutely joyous.
Is that all your transfers?
Yeah, that was all my 3. Because I just want to mention quickly on Jesus, obviously, I didn't captain him last week in that call. I'm just very annoyed. I captained Saka.
Again, I'm annoyed
if I'd captained Jesus, my team would be amazing. I'd have gained another 17 points of top of what I scored. And then, of course, Nunes as well, mate. I could have had a 80-point game week.
Yeah. I only made 2 transfers, so obviously I've already talked about Rico Henry.
Yeah.
The second one I made was getting rid of Scamaca, as I said, and I've brought in the Forest striker, Tawoi Awoniyi.
I think.
Only set the again by 1.1% of the game. Obviously, it's a very big risk. But he scored against West Ham. I was very impressed with how he played. And I think Forest looked really good. And looking at Forest's first...
Well, I was surprised to see he's got a price reduction, right? He's down to 5.9 mil. Their fixtures looks really nice. I know they've got to play... Is it City soon?
They've got Everton, Tottenham, City... But then after that, it's Bournemouth, Leeds, Fulham.
I mean, again, Everton is a game he could definitely get at least a goal in,
As a
probably
striker,
9.
Even if they lose 5-1 to City, he could score.
I mean, that's why I'm starting Neco Williams this week, because I think against Everton...
So we saw Tottenham concede really to Southampton. Al-Anoui could just go out there and get a goal.
Yeah, and even if he just brings in the 2 points, it's a 2 points at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's better than, what have you got on your bench? Perisic?
I've got Perisic, Bailey, Landy.
So you're benching Perisic then? Oh, who've you got? Zinchenko, Williams and Henry.
Yeah.
That's a bold shout.
I think it is. I think Williams clean sheet at Everton, Henry clean sheet, and maybe Saturday and assist or something at Fulham. But you don't go against Bournemouth, and I don't know where Perisic will start. So,
fair enough. So looking at the teams then, so I've got starting Raya in goal, Williams, Mitchell, James as a back 3, Son, Mount, Saka, Martinelli as your midfield 4, Welbeck, Havertz, and I've captained Gabriel Jesus. I think in terms of future planning for this team, if Welbeck doesn't fire for a few weeks, maybe he'll have to go. Mount, I'm also looking at. He's blanked every week so far. The same with Havertz and Son as well. I look at a 12 mil asset that's picked up 2 points and 5 points. And he played Southampton opening weekend. They've got Wolves, Forest, West Ham, Fulham. If he doesn't pick any points up there, then I'm going to have to bin him off before the City, Leicester, Arsenal games. I think. I can't justify keeping him around.
Yeah.
He's too expensive. So, yeah, Son is on the watch list. If he keeps underperforming, he's getting gone. I've got to take the gamble there.
Right.
And then starting for you,
I've got Emi Martinez against Palace, back 3 as Zinchenko, Henry and Williams. I've got Salah captain against United, Odegaard, Luis Diaz and Son. And then front 3 of Danny Ings, Al-Anoui and Ivan Toney.
Yeah, alright. Well, before we finish up, I just want to discuss quickly premium forwards and why they potentially aren't the best. So obviously with me now not having Darwin Nunes, neither of us have any premium forwards. Your premium forwards are the likes of Nunes, Haaland, Kane, Ronaldo, I would say. You're 4 at the moment. Jesus obviously still at like the 8 mil mark. Nunes now up at, was at 9 mil, wasn't he? Yeah. And then 11.6 for Haaland, 11.4 for Kane, and then Ronaldo's presumably gone down to 10.4.
Probably.
Can't imagine how many people have picked it.
Yeah, that's the one.
But yeah, they're your premiums. I don't think they're great. Obviously Haaland scored a double against West Ham. That's a lot of points. He did get an assist against Bournemouth, but I think unless your premium forward scores, they don't pick up many points because it's rare that players like Haaland get an assist. I know Kane got quite a few assists for Son, but equally he's not done well this year.
I think the problem is I would rather you can either have one premium forward or 2 good forwards. And if you take a premium forward
or cheaper forwards and then a better midfielder, a premium mid,
it's 11 mil and they blank. That's a huge waste of money. Whereas for me, if I have Ivan Toney and Danny Ings instead of having one premium forward, if that premium forward was to get between Ings and Toney, I can get a lot of points compared to one premium forward.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've brought Danny Welbeck in for the sole fact that it gives me the option in a week's time to get rid of Mason Mount and bring in Kevin De Bruyne because I've got 4 mil left in the bank. So I've got wriggle room now because I've brought in cheaper forwards, and that is an option that if Mount doesn't start firing soon, that's something I can definitely think of. Or if he is performing and I'm looking at Haaland, I can get rid of Havertz for Haaland. There's not a huge difference there between 8 mil and 11.6 because Havertz isn't really performing at the moment. No. So potentially that's another player that I need to change. Though if Havertz is to score a hat-trick against Leeds, I'm laughing because absolutely no one has him. 3.7% selected by. And Mount similar with 8.2. So I have got some differentials at the moment, but I'm thinking it's better than having people like Haaland. And obviously I do have Jesus, who's 75% of the game own.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Over 3/4, because 75.7%. Over 3/4 have Gabriel Jesus. and you're in the minority. So why do you think he's not a good pick?
I don't know. I think with my 3 strikers, I'm going to get more points.
Okay. Because that went well last week.
Yeah, that's what. Just no.
I just think against a Bournemouth side who got tore apart by City and then Fulham the week after.
Yeah, but if Tony gets a goal against Fulham and Ings gets a goal against Palace and Awanoyi gets like 15 at Everton. No, if they all score, then that's and they all get the bonus point. You all get bonus.
Yes, you could easily get 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
But equally, I've got Havertz and Welbeck who could also score.
But then they could also blank.
Everyone, no one could score it. It could be 0-0 in every game, and just all the defenders get really good points. That would be a very exciting week.
It could be 1-1, but all the goals are their own goals.
Literally, everyone would have the same amount of points.
Yeah.
From the week, unless you. Well, no, if you chose 5 defenders, you'd be amazing. And then like 5
midfielders.
Yeah, 5-4-1. You'd get the most points, but. Yeah, I guess you'd have to whoever captains a defender.
Yeah.
And then inevitably someone would have triple captained a defender for a laugh, and then they top the game week. But yeah, it'd have to be something like that. But yeah, should we quickly look at the league then?
Yeah.
So who scored them? I'm going to have a quick look at who's top, and then have a scroll through and see if there's any particularly high scores. And I think we're probably going to have the highest in first based on what I've seen already. Top of the league, Killer Say What with many A's. 172 points total, 104 this week. I am intrigued.
Triple captain Jesus.
No. Captain De Bruyne, 28, had Cancelo 11 points, Luis Diaz 9, Martinelli 8, Tony 9, Jesus 19, Trippier 7, Raya 7. What a week.
That's a great week.
Fantastic team. And he would have scored more points if he put Andres Pereira instead of Gabriel or Salah. So,
yeah,
they're going to be furious. Shout out to Misa Kahawa. What a fantastic name, by the way. And then in 6th, we've got a 99 point scorer. I'm intrigued to see if they've triple captained or what they've done. Captain Gabriel Jesus, Foden, Diaz, Tony, Cancelo, James, Pope.
Did have Mitrovic, you got -1.
Yeah, and had Lingard 6 on his bench. There's so many players, so it's just like 1 or 2 players you could be having even better weeks. We've got 100 points here in 14th. Luckily, all the high point scorers tend to be high in the league because it's not like there's low people yet. Again, here they've got Mbeumo 6 on their bench and Neto actually 3 on the bench, which could come in for Zinchenko and Kulusevski. But they do have Jesus, De Bruyne captained, Luis Diaz, Martinelli, Cancelo, James, Trippier, and Ederson. Again, I'm seeing a lot of James and Trippier.
Yeah.
In most of the good teams, and Martinelli and Luis Diaz. So, and obviously Jesus, De Bruyne, Cancelo have been in all the teams we've looked at so far as well. So it's the same structure of players getting points this week. We've got a 90 point here. We'll have a look. Golden FC again. Cancelo, Trippier, Martinelli, Diaz, captained Jesus. And had Harry Kane, which is someone I've not seen much of. Yeah. But then had, again, Neco Williams 7 points on the bench. It's a common theme here of people having big point scorers, or at least decent point scorers, just sat on the bench. I don't imagine there's going to be any 100 point scorers. Though to be fair, I guess if you did score 100 points and you weren't here week 1, you could be quite low. So I will just check, but I don't think we're going to see many. I'm down in our own league in 500th. Exactly, which is quite a nice round base.
I'm below.
No, you're ahead of me now, aren't you?
460 something.
That's not terrible.
No.
Obviously it's hard to look at the league early. Like the Premier League, you can't just look at the table and go, well, that's who's going to win. Because inevitably, FPL Peru will win. We know that's going to happen. We know Danny Geller's going to come up to the top eventually. But yeah, shout out to... I guess we'll run through the top 5 like we used to. Yeah. You can stick it up on screen as well if you remember to do so. We have, Killer Say What, Misa Kahawa leading the way. Then it's Lord Label, Alamide Joseph probably, in 2nd place. That's Case 5 FC. Elakim Strokes sits in 3rd. He's actually gone down. So he was right up there week 1 with his 80 points, and his 70 point week have seen him drop behind the likes of the top 2. And then Timado, Adamu Aminu in 4th, and then in 5th we have Prakash Galani with his team Darwin Nunez. What?
Decent.
Yeah. Decent. They're in 5th. I like looking at the league early in the season because it's very different to at the end of last season.
We had Danny Gallo, he had to wait for 2.
Yeah, exactly. It was the same people for like a months and months on end. Eventually, we saw like Redemption a season. He is back, by the way. I saw him down on about 199th at some point this week when I was having to scroll through. So maybe he'll rise to the top again. I didn't see Danny Gallo. I know he's in the league because I saw him in there before, and I know Zach Drayton are there. I did not see them in the top 200. I will just have a quick check again, but. Is this going to be the year we don't see FPL Peru just waltz our league?
Then the one-time winner.
Yeah.
Well,
we didn't have a league the year before, did we?
No.
Last year was the first year of the league. Or if we did, it was like a smaller one. But yeah, last year we set up a better league and have loads in there now. So, yeah, there we go. Redemption season. Romario Clarken up in 189th. He's only about 10 points off the lead. I imagine to see. That's the thing, right? Top of our leagues on 172. No, to be fair, I thought it was a lot less than that. Romario's on 130. 42 points can be caught with a few good game weeks and a few bad ones for the top ones. I'm aiming to win the cup again.
Right.
Last year, I gave up on the league last year and started just hoping I'd win the cup, and then got knocked out in like the 3rd round.
I went far in the cup, I think.
I think you did alright, yeah, but that'll come in game week 29.
It all comes down to who you draw.
Yeah, if you haven't joined the league, still make sure to do so. The code is D3KKYY. Make sure to join the league.
Still get involved in the cup. Really,
exactly. And you could always catch up to Harry.
No, you can't.
Because he's terrible. I'm sure, 147 points. It's still catchable after 2 weeks, especially if you're just joining FPL, you can pick your team now based on the first 2 game weeks. That is not a bad strategy. Yeah. If you saw game week 1 and then just put the best players in for game week 2, you could advantage a lot of the players who performed in game week 1 then didn't perform in game week 2. But you'd be able to see it at least and have a better overview, and you'd only lose about 50 or so points. So maybe that's a brilliant tactic that all the pros should start using. But yeah, that is all for today. If you have enjoyed, make sure to get involved in the comments down below. What do you think of my transfers? Who do you think I should have replaced Darwin Nunez with? And what are your FPL conundrums? And we'll reply to them with all our wisdom. But yeah, if you are listening on Spotify, head on over to the YouTube, get involved there. If you're on YouTube and you want to listen to us instead of see us, then head on over to the Spotify. It's linked in the description below. Our teams will be rolling around on screen now, probably, if you've forgotten what they are, so you can laugh at us. Oh, look, that's my team. See, Jesus somewhere on there, presumably.
Nowhere near where you're pointing now.
No, but I won't be on the screen. My team will be. So that's good. And look, Harry's team, it's terrible.
No, they'll be together at the same time.
Oh, okay. Well, they're both there then. Brilliant. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching or listening. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.